Ram presents The Canadian Tradition.
Well, on this week's episode, I have the opportunity to combine two of my favorite things, fishing and hunting. The first part of this episode, I'm taking my dad, we're going to a portage in Pike Lake, and then the latter part of the episode, I have the opportunity to introduce my Uncle Mike. 65 years young, has never hunted before, and I introduce him to archery hunting whitetail deer.
The Canadian Tradition is brought to you by Ram, built to serve. Cabela's, world's foremost outfitter. Under Armour, go where you don't belong. Polaris, the world leader in off-road. Steel, get the job done. Winchester, the American legend. Leupold, be relentless. Toyo Tires, driven to perform. Lund Boats, the ultimate fishing experience. WeatherTech, nothing protects like WeatherTech. And by Ducks Unlimited Canada, our wetlands, our future.
Over the last few years, I've had just a fantastic opportunity to get a chance to do what I do, to hunt and fish all over Canada. And I get asked by people, Taylor, what's your favorite thing? Out of everything Canada has to offer, what's your favorite? And no matter who the person is, my response is always, it doesn't matter the adventure that we're on, as long as I've got my dad. Being able to spend time with him and have him in the field, it takes any trip and just heightens the memories that are made. Now, one of the downfalls about having my dad is most of the time it turns into a bit of a competition.
Yeah, you may need that.
Do you need that measuring?
No, I don't need it, but you may need.
It starts at 10.
You
don't catch anything over 10 inches?
I probably will put that to shame.
Who will catch the most fish? Who catches the first, the biggest? You know, you've got that son-father rivalry going on. And I thought, what a better way to go remote. Not too far away is some beautiful country, and this one little lake is just teeming with pike. I thought a spring pike fishing trip with my dad was just the perfect plan. Getting into this trip, it's kind of like making a tasty dinner. You want to add a bunch of different ingredients in for a fantastic tasting meal. And this trip's got everything. It's got a big lake. From that lake, you've got to portage some beaver dams. Nothing too physically exhausting, but it gives you that sense that you got to work for it. You've got to put in a little elbow grease to get there to really enjoy this fishing trip. Doesn't get any more Canada than that. As soon as you lay sight on the lake that you're going to fish, there's no one else around. We've got the lake to ourselves, and that's when that sense of relaxation comes in. Well, can just feel the stress go right out of your body. Instant relaxation. Now that we're actually on the lake, you're probably worried.
You should learn by now not to bet with you, Dad.
I got a 10.
Because you lose
as
all
I
the
walk
time.
out of here with the biggest pike.
And I doubt
10
it.
bucks?
I doubt it. You're on.
You're on, all right. Right then and there, I knew it was going to be a fantastic trip, whether we got a fish to bite or we just went camping for the weekend. The pike this time of year are definitely post-spawn, that ice is out, and we're kind of in that late May, beginning of June time frame, and these fish are just moving back into deeper water. They're right at the edge of that last structure. If you find good cabbage weeds, you're probably going to find good pike this time of year. There you go. Oh, look at that. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Boom, boom, boom. Now how's this going to go, Dad?
You get yours in.
Oh, yours is a nice one. Beauty pike right there. Nice guy. Beauty. Nice northern to start the trip, Dad.
Not bad.
Beauty fish.
I may get my 10 bucks from you.
Using some of those Berkeley power baits, pike are a freshwater predator, and in this lake, they are the top dog. They're at the top of the food chain. So when you throw something in the water that might look like an injured bait fish, it doesn't take long until you get one of those toothy predators to decide to take a bite. Getting into the backcountry really gives you a kind of a sense of, hey, we have to provide for ourselves. Of course, we brought in some groceries, but you know, being I would say a fishing connoisseur, I kind of rely on my skills to put some meat on the table, and felt pretty confident that we could get a few pike that we could enjoy a shore lunch. There you go. I tell you, you've got one heck of a guide to be catching fish like this. Nice. You gotta be quick with these things. They have sharp, sharp teeth on them. Nice. Having my dad there, we filleted those pike. Beautiful cold water pike fillets is just fantastic. And we did a shore lunch, and that's one of the things that, you know, I'm just over 30 years old now, and I've been going on shore lunch fishing trips with my dad when I could remember wearing those big square life jackets, and you just kind of stick your head through and hold on to the side of them. So to be able to do this year after year is just great. And I'm sure my dad is thinking it's a lot better too, because when I was younger, he was the one that was cooking for me, and now those roles kind of got reversed. I'm not sure how that happened. Wrapping up a couple days fishing with my dad was absolutely fantastic, and one of those trips that you don't have to go far in the province of Ontario to get into the backcountry. So if it's been one of those things you've been putting off, and thinking, I'll do it next year, there's no better time than now. Keeping in the spirit of family type episode, I finally got my Uncle Mike to agree to come out on a deer hunt. Now, my Uncle Mike is 65-ish years young, but he's gonna tell you he has lots of experience.
Hey, I'm Mike Casey. I come from Sarnia, Ontario. Taylor's my nephew, and we didn't see eye to eye on hunting or anything along that line, but it's first time for everything. So this is my first time, hopefully not my last.
Uncle Mike got his hunting course, his firearms course, which at 65 years old doesn't happen often, but it was something about this outdoors that intrigued him.
I got wondering, what if I had to take care of my family, and like he didn't have a local grocery store and had to actually hunt. So that's what got me going and wanting me to try and get my license again. And then I thought, well, this is the time. If I want to learn something, I better take the opportunity.
Sure enough, he's got his hunting license, his firearms license. We're gonna go duck hunting and combine it with a white-tailed deer hunt. Well, here we are, folks, in a special spot for me. I figured a great way to introduce you to duck hunting would be for a diver duck hunt, which are ducks that when they land to feed, they'll go under the water. Typically, they fly best late morning to early afternoon. So this is more of a gentleman's duck hunt. We didn't have to get up well before dawn. One of the things we will do, you can take your gun out of your gun sock, and I'll walk you through some blind safety here and what we're gonna do. All right, Uncle Mike, so what we have here are brand spanking new Winchester SX4 12 gauges. They're semi-automatic. When you're sitting in the blind here, the safest direction to have that muzzle pointed is out towards the water, towards our intended area of shooting. As far as loading up, what we're going to be shooting, Winchester blindside, 5-shot, so you would have learned through the course. You can get shot in many different sizes, 8, 7, 6, 5s, 4, 3, 2s, 1s, BBs, double BBs. The lower the number, the bigger the shot, the less shot in per shell. Right now, these diver ducks, they're a smaller duck. I found that number 5s work really well. It's a nice tight pattern. The good folks at Winchester have actually helped us out because most BBs or shot are round, like spherical. What Winchester's done is created a hex shot, so when they stack the shot in per shell, it actually stacks together tightly, so you can get up to like 15–25% more shot in per shell, which that always comes in.
Yeah, well, it will with me.
Oh, straight out front. Come on, Mark. Stay down, stay down. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Ready, Uncle Mike? Wait, wait, wait. Now. You got him, Uncle Mike. That's your first duck, man.
Was that me?
That was you.
Are you sure?
I am 100% sure, man. 100%.
Really?
Yeah. Your first duck, pal.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I don't even remember how many shells I fired.
One.
One?
One.
You sure?
Yes, Uncle Mike.
Then why am I having trouble getting that in?
Because you're cold, you're excited.
My. So I have 3 in there.
Okay, so it's on safe, right?
Okay.
All right, let me go get you your duck, pal. There you go, Uncle Mike. It's a juvenile Drake bluebill.
All right. That weighs what? A couple pounds?
Yeah, I would say that weighs maybe 3 pounds, but you think about the migration path every year. They go up to the nesting grounds, all the way down to the southern states.
And where's this bird nest though? How far north?
It'll nest up in the boreal forest, so it
really?
could be northern Quebec, just like tundra line. They offer some great hunting opportunities. I mean, we've seen a bunch of birds, just given the ice and stuff, it hasn't worked out in our favor, but they're just starting to fly. We've got one here, and
All
we'll
right.
keep going. Good job, Tex.
Thank you very much.
Give me a hug, man. I'm proud of you, Uncle Mike. All right, Uncle Mike, we finished up our duck hunt yesterday, and you said you feel up for trying your hand at archery whitetail hunting.
Yeah, I want some bigger game now.
He came to camp with a deer tag in his pocket, but he wasn't set on actually pursuing a white-tailed deer. I think it was that duck hunt that hooked him, that, hey, it's hard work, but I can do it.
It's about 8 o'clock now. We've had a few does come by, and I'd swear they know we're in the tree, because you make any noise at all, and you'd swear they're looking right at your face, but apparently they're not. They hear something, but apparently they don't know we're there.
I got seated in it. It's just so strange. You're just sitting there and there's nothing in front of you, but it's a beautiful view. And once I was there, that was great.
When do you expect?
Oh, there's a buck right there, coming in. He's coming in, Uncle Mike. He's coming right out in front of you.
And then as soon as you said there's a buck, I just started shaking. I didn't know if I was going to be able to aim properly, even hit the target.
Okay, I got him.
You see him?
I got him. I got him.
Safety's off.
If he's off.
Okay, he's gonna be 25 yards.
I looked at the spot I wanted, took my deep breath, and calmed myself a bit, and I pulled the trigger.
Good job, Uncle Mike. You got him, buddy. Uncle Mike, nice shot, pal. I'll take your bow. Take your bow. Okay, I'm gonna hang it up. He came in beautifully. Broadside, and you put it right on that shoulder, Uncle Mike. How do you feel?
Good. Relieved. That was good.
Congratulations, pal. This is one of the good things when you're archery hunting, is you actually have some physical evidence pending you get a pass through. Let's just find some sign and we'll walk through this blood trailing process.
Okay.
Good job. All right, I'm gonna take this.
Oh, okay.
He's down. Nice going, Uncle Mike. Beautiful shot. That's a heart shot. I tell you, what you're gonna have is a lot of great loins and great meat, Uncle Mike. I'm so thankful to have you as part of the process and to get your first deer. And you got your ducks yesterday.
Yeah.
What do you think, pal?
Oh, I like it. I like it.
We'll get them tagged up, and then we start the real work.
I didn't know how I would feel after. I thought, I've harvested a deer. I'm going to use the meat, so I have no reason to feel bad about it.
Looking back on the last few days, I was super excited and proud of how things turned out. I was able to introduce my uncle into the outdoors and really see him understand and connect the dots on being connected to his food. And then hearing him say that he feels bad that he's lost out on 50 years that he could have been enjoying the outdoors. He could have been putting his own meat on his table. I can tell you that next year you'll see my Uncle Mike right here in a tree stand beside me.
The Canadian tradition has been brought to you by Ram. Built to serve. Cabela's, world's foremost outfitter. Under Armour, go where you don't belong. Polaris, the world leader in off-road. Steel, get the job done. Winchester, the American legend. Leupold, be relentless. Toyo Tires, driven to perform. Lund Boats, the ultimate fishing experience. WeatherTech, nothing protects like WeatherTech. And by Ducks Unlimited Canada, our wetlands, our future.
Follow The Canadian Tradition on Facebook and make sure to visit thecanadiantradition.com for news, contests, and show recipes.